Utah Jazz select Gordon Hayward from Butler University.
Good. What's a good team? Good job.
The Horizon League Player of the Year. The star of the NCAA tournament in a losing effort in one of the best championship games we've ever seen. Gordon Hayward going to the Utah Jazz. 15 points, 8 rebounds, led the team in both categories last season. Jay Billis, Gordon wasn't number 9 on your best player available list, was he?
No, actually he was number 13, but he's a very skilled player that has an exceptional basketball IQ. He just really knows how to play. And he was really fun to watch when he was at Butler. He's got a terrific left hand. He can go off the dribble. Surprisingly good off pick and roll situations. When he puts the ball on the deck, he's got an ability to pass the ball. He plays with good pace. He's got hesitation moves. He's got a great left hand. Not a good one, but a great one. You see him using a little crossover, putting it between his legs with a step back, and they're pulling up in transition. Very good in transition. I'm not sure he's an elite shooter. He's a guy that can make shots. Shot the ball relatively poorly, frankly, from three-point range last year, under 30% from the college three. But he's a playmaking small forward. Pretty good defensively. I think he needs to get strong. At least in college he was good defensively. I think he's going to have a few issues in the pros. He's not a super athlete, although he is athletic. So the issue is he athletic enough to guard a 3? He's not strong enough, in my judgment, to guard a 4. And he reminds me a little bit of Luke Jackson when he came out of Oregon. Your question is a bit, he's not a great shooter. He's not a super athletic defender. But I'll tell you what, the kid knows how to play, and he comes to play every single day.
If you had told somebody that Gordon Hayward was going to the NBA when he was in 8th grade, they would have laughed at you. He was 5 feet 4.5 inches tall in 8th grade. 4 years later, by the time he left high school, he had grown to 6'8". He went to Butler, and he only turns out to be the highest player ever drafted out of Butler. Now he's hanging out with a man, Mark Jones.
Yes, Stu, you know, Gordon was telling me he was 5'11" as a freshman. At what point did this NBA dream become reality? When did you really think you had a chance to be in the league?
Well, I was sitting down with Coach Stevens, head coach at Butler, during my recruitment process, and he sat me down and he said, look, you have some potential. There's going to be a lot of challenges, but I think if you work hard, you can maybe play at the next level.
You told me when you worked out for the Utah Jazz, you had a chance to meet with their head coach, Jerry Sloan. What was that like?
It was great. I mean, you watch him growing up. He's been in the league for so many years, and a guy that's been doing what he's been doing for so long, it was, awestruck at first. But they have such a great organization there, so I'm excited for sure.
Well, Gordon, pretty soon you won't have to share that minivan you were telling me about.
That's right. That's
your sister, Heather Cox, standing by with a family member or two.
Indeed, the twin sister, Heather. Now, you guys know each other so well. In fact, when you guys were both 5, Gordon actually asked your dad to help him write down his goals. One of those, amazingly, was to play in the NBA. At what point did you know that Gordon was something special?
Probably when Gordon went to Butler. It was a dream come true first to go to Butler, and then this past NCAA tournament, it was just surreal, and we didn't know what to do, and it was like, wow, that's my brother. He's pretty awesome. So.
And you guys went to Butler together. In fact, you played tennis there. You guys grew up playing tennis against one another, very competitive. So between the two of you, who's the best athlete and who's the most competitive?
Gordon's the better athlete, but I think we're both competitive. Go play and both get mad, whoever loses. So we're both really competitive, but I'll give him the better athlete.
All right, but I've got to believe you've got some game. Congratulations. Stu?
Usually this time in the draft, we're talking about teams